Hey everybody, Hunter Allen here. Wanted to show you a little analysis of this rider's criterium race, and I thought this was really fun to look at because there's a couple of really interesting things in here that are just insightful and fun to see. First off, looking at the actual event itself, notice right when it's red, there's more power here, and so you can see that every time you go around this turn, there's a big acceleration of power up to 1,000 watts or so, and over on this side too. Now this side, you can see he continues to accelerate and put out a lot of power all the way down this straightaway, and then resting, recovering a little bit, and then putting out a good amount of power here. However, this part of their course really is a rest, much easier for him. So it's interesting to kind of look at it from this perspective of colored, where the power itself is and the demands of the race itself. As we come down in here, we can see these power spikes. So lots of power spikes every time he goes around that 180. You're going to see those, and you can come down here. We can look into his dead spot score here at the top. Foot angular range Q1, and then foot angular range the normal one, and coming down in here to leg angular range doesn't change too much really. Pelvic tilt does change, and you can see those little tiny places where he gets out of the saddle just for a few seconds to accelerate, and then takes off again. So those all coincide with those bursts. So notice there's a burst here, and we take it straight down, and it shows you exactly where that is down here as well. Now as you come down farther here, it shows us a little bit about that pelvic rotation too, and it's a little hard to see here, but remember, pelvic rotation is moving forward and backward of the hips, or of the pelvis rather, and then pelvic rock is up and down of that. So there's a lot of rock here when he's just cruising along, and then it actually stabilizes a little bit when he does a burst out of the saddle, out of the corner, pushing himself, getting that speed back up to race speed. So very clearly an interesting relationship here between both power and pelvic angle and pelvic rotation and pelvic rock. Down here at his PSI, let's get rid of some of these points. We've got to filter it by 5 to get rid of the points that really just are kind of noise. Let's get rid of everything underneath 80 RPM, and right away we can see that there's a dead spot on both of his legs at the bottom of the pedal stroke. The right one has a little bit of one at the top up here, but not too much, but there is a little bit for both of these legs at the bottom. Most likely this is caused by a little heel down motion at the bottom of the pedal stroke. It could be that he's kind of just really dropping his heel just a hair at that point. Here he's got a great PCD map. Notice how all of his numbers are really good around across a large range. Only down here, where it's less than 200 watts and these RPMs, or over 500 watts up in here. Otherwise, as long as he keeps it above 91 RPM, he's looking pretty good here. I like that for both of these, so I think that that's a great place for him to be. Just keep that in mind. Over 90 RPM is going to be a good place. Alright, thought I'd show this to you. I thought it was a really cool, little interesting analysis, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm Hunter Allen, Peaks Coaching Group. Thanks a lot.